Guys, welcome to my real estate dojo with Mr. Investor. You know, I'm Mike, and today's session is about what experience does for you. Let me give you an example. I recently bought a property 5-6 years ago in White Rock, Texas, and I bought the property subject to, which means that I didn't use any of my own money. I just put 10 grand down, which included closing costs, paying some money to the seller, and rehab. Okay, and I turn around and rent that property out, and I cash flowed $400 a month for it. So when the market has crashed, I had bought the property from a motivated seller, give them a small amount of money, took over some equity, but not significant amount of equity, and today my neighbor next to me just sold his property for $210,000. Okay, I bought the property from the original seller for $114,000. I put $10,000 into it, including repair costs, some money to the seller, and closing costs. So a total of $124,000. Now the property's worth $210,000. Right across from me, the seller sold it in less than 30 days. So if you subtract $210,000 minus $124,000, that's roughly about $80,000 plus that I made in gross equity. But here's the cool thing as well, that meanwhile, in those 5-6 years, I made $400 a month positive cash flow from it. So that's, if you add that up, let's say just 5 years, you know, it's a little bit more, over $20,000. I think 24 or something like that. But you could do the numbers. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I bought a property subject to, if you don't know what it is, go back to my previous videos where I didn't use my own money. I did use my own money, but I didn't use my own name or my social security number or my company's EIN number. We bought the property as terms, and then just in over 5-6 years, made a gross $85,000 in gross equity, and then I got a positive cash flow from it, over $20,000 with $400 a month after paying PITI, principal, interest, tax, and insurance. Okay, this is what you could do in America. You know, I came here as a refugee, didn't have no money, no connection, and just through reading books, through not going out, through not watching TV, and just grinding it out day in, day out, is you're able to make moves in America, and I'm a living proof. And I really want to thank all the authors that influenced my life, like Robert Kiyosaki, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, like The Alchemist, The 4-Hour Work Week, The $1 Million Messenger, so many, that I have read. I'm work on reading a minimum of 60 books a year, but now pushing to 120 books a year. So if you're willing to make moves and you're not willing to listen to the naysayers, and you're willing to do what other people are not willing to do, then this is what you could do in America. I'm a living proof. Guys, one of the major points that I forgot to tell you is that I bought the house for $114,000. That original seller, my neighbor across the street from me, he bought the house for $117,000, but that was 17 years ago. So my point is that I bought the property in the Depression from a motivated seller, so at $3,000 less than what he had bought it. My neighbor had bought it for 17 years ago. So he bought it 17 years ago for $117,000. I bought it for 5-6 years ago for $114,000. Same property. And then I turned around and made $80,000 plus in equity, and then gross equity that haven't even cashed out at it. And then I also made $20,000 in the 5 years in the rental by grossing $400 extra a month. So go out there and take action. This is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo. Talk to you later, gang. Have a great day.